All right, guys. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope this video reaches you well. I have a couple talking points that I'd like to go over. Okay? And I hope you'll stick around. You're not going to like what I have to say. Okay? And I'm sorry, but I'm not here to get likes. Okay? We need redemption in our culture. Okay? We need to forgive each other. If we don't, we are going to a place that we have been before and that we don't want to go back to. Okay? I think of World War II in particular. I don't think most of you realize the amount of suffering that was inflicted during World War II. So I really hope, and I want I hope this video reaches as many people as possible, that we need to forgive each other, and we need to stop worshiping money. Okay? America worships money. Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, these rich people, right? We gotta stop worshiping them because it's a lose-lose. Okay? I don't want to get too far into why. I just want to tell you. We need to forgive each other. We need redemption, and we need to rebuild. We need revival. Okay? So we need spiritual leaders. Where are our spiritual leaders? Well, there is none right now. There's no spiritual leader. And that's the problem. There's nobody that we can look up to. Look, we are in desperate straits here. These are the end times. Okay? And we have nobody that's willing to set aside money and risk losing their money in order to save a nation. There's nobody that's man enough to stand up and put aside the money worshiping and tell the world what the problem is. Okay? I scroll through my timeline and I see people liking memes that have no have no long-term knowledge attached with it. There's nothing that you, again, can rebuild and revive and come anew. And so we need redemption. We need to learn those lessons that we've learned so long ago and that we need to obviously relearn again. Okay? The worshiping of money is not a new problem. This is a old problem that is making a resurgence, and it's affecting our political system because our politicians who are supposed to be protecting us are not doing that. They are putting profit ahead of what's right and wrong, and it's going, if we don't have leaders that care about the people that they rule over, then we have, and that's where we're at right now. This is not an if, this is a now. This is the problem now. And so, but I want to stay away from politics. Spiritually, we have a spiritual problem, and it begins with the worshiping of material possessions. Okay? Freud said there are two worlds. There are yin and yang. There are material, there's the material world, and there's the spiritual world. Men are the spiritual, or supposed to be the spiritual world. Women are supposed to be the material world, right? But the two need each other, right? This is yin and yang. Women are the more material side of the human species. The feminine side, Mother Earth, right? Where men are more of the spiritual providers. Men are supposed to be the leaders. When you pray to your God, you look above, right? You pray to the Father, right? Because and the father side of the human species is paternal, and then the mother side is the material. You need a balance between the two. And so the worshiping of money is where we're at as a culture, and that's really hurting the spiritual side. And so and this goes back throughout the ages. Again, this is not a new problem. And so we have a material problem in the West. You could say that the feminine side has taken over the West, right? And this was the same with Rome, with ancient Rome. The father was taken out of the home, and the state came in, and the mother raised the children, babied the children, and without that spiritual leader in the household to say, hey, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, I don't care if it makes you feel good or not. Without that, you have what you have now, which is chaos. You have chaos in everywhere. So, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And so I'm trying to think what else I wanted to say here. I have some things written down. Again, okay, 48% of people are, only 48% of American families are actually married, okay? Whereas back in 1950, 87% of families were married. Now, that is a huge number in statistics. It's the path to success starts in the home, okay? It doesn't start at school, okay? If you look at the prison system, a large percentage of inmates grew up in dysfunctional households. They grew up in single-parent households, okay? And women play a part in this. So women are, in a way, partly responsible, okay? But our culture doesn't. Our culture, again, worships the material. Our culture worships the material world. And so women don't have to take responsibility. The man is the one who takes the responsibility, right? And so, again, only 48% of households in America are married now. Whereas before it was 87%. And in 1950. Serious problem, okay? When the majority of men are not married in society, you have a problem. You have a serious problem, okay? If they kill each other, they kill each other, right? So, I mean, that's the difference in our culture from 1950 until now. 87% of people were married in 1950, and now only 48%. So that's less than half of people actually have intact families now. And now I do want to say this. If you are part of that married side, so if you have an intact family, I would hope that you would be an example. And not just an example to your own children, but be an example to other people who are not necessarily your family. It is time to be an example and see the material world, the mother world, right? The root word for maternal is material, okay? Which our material world says, here, buy this, buy that. And so our culture is geared more towards women than men. Because women and children tend to buy the majority of things that you can touch, things that you can feel, material things, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, and I'm not putting anybody down, okay? I'm just saying the culture has changed, that its target is women and children, because women and children spend more money than men, typically, okay? And women live longer than men. Women live longer, you know? Which women have a natural tendency to be homemakers. So of course they would buy more things. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that our culture really needs to stop worshiping money so much. And the reason I'm saying that is because in the future, where we're headed, you're going to have to get by on a lot less. Because America is in a decline, economically, spiritually. We are in a depression. We are in a decline. So I'm telling people this so they can learn to budget their money, and they can also learn to not look at the material world so much, to look at what's inside of a person, and that redemption is needed in order for us to survive. If we can't forgive our enemies, we are going to war. That's just that simple. We're going to have to relearn this old lesson culturally that many societies before us had to learn the hard way. Okay? This is the truth. And the reason why more people are not coming out and saying this is because you are being censored by a tiny group of people who want more, who have a political agenda to keep the system the same, even though the system cannot continue, because economically it's not going to work. In the end, a country is only as good as its language and its culture. Without its language, without its culture, you change the society, therefore you change the country. North America may be here. Hopefully it's always here. But it won't always be the United States. Okay? If you change a country, if you change Japan, right? If you take all the Japanese people out of Japan and you move in, let's say, you move in Eskimos and you put them in Japan, is it still Japan? No, It's not. It's a different country. It's still that same island off the coast of China, but it's a different culture. It's a different people. And so now, that's all I wanted to say in this video. Look, I'm not looking to get likes here, guys. This is hard truth. You're not going to like what I have to say, okay? But it needs to be said, okay? This is where we're headed as a society. And the reason that is because there's so many different factors, but I say it's the worship of money and greed that has caused us to become so materialistic that we don't even care about anybody else who happens to be poor or who happens to be of a different socioeconomic background. That's where we're at as a society. So I hope you guys get something out of this. Let me know in the comment section. Do you want me to answer questions? Do you want me to... do you have a topic you would like discussed? Do you want a Skype interview for free? We can get this out to as many people as possible. Let me know in the comment section. I'm looking for people who are looking to make podcasting like a career. So let me know in the comment section below. Thank you.